Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening in to another Pitch for Switch video. And this time I'm going to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while again. I actually did a podcast on this a couple years ago about how to make a Mario and Sonic platformer. And it appears that Mr. Yuji Naka would also like to have a Mario and Sonic action adventure game happen. So I rethought about what I had said before, and I kind of looked at what's out now and what resources have been already made for different other types of games that could be utilized to make a really good game for Mario and Sonic to be together in a platforming format and not just give us Mario and Sonic at the Olympics and Winter Olympics, even though there's nothing wrong with those games. They're actually pretty good. But as a fan of both characters, I would prefer to actually see the two of them in their natural environment together, working together. And I think it could be a lot of fun. So what I named it is Mario and Sonic World Switch. Obviously, that doesn't have to be the name. It's just something to get the concept out. But I've thought about it before and thought about it over again. And I look at, there are 2 to 3 different engines that I think could work well for this. Firstly, if they're going to do 2D, I actually think that the Smash Brothers engine, particularly the portion of the engine that allows for Smash Run or Subspace Emissary for Brawl or Smash 3DS, that would be perfect for a 2D platform Mario and Sonic game. Because the characters can do everything that they are able to do normally. And the game allows for that type of versatility. That engine allows for that type of versatility. It gives the characters the ability to be who they are, no matter what's going on around. They're able to be themselves. They don't have to be like watered down versions of themselves. They're literally the characters that they are, that they're supposed to be. Which would be great if they would go the 2D route. Like, actually, I could see 2 different games happening. One going the 2D route and using the Smash engine, and any other particular characters that were put in it could also be themselves within this engine. They don't have to be, again, watered down versions of themselves. The other engine that comes to mind prominently that would work very well for this would be Super Mario Galaxy engine, the one that was used for Galaxy 1 and 2, as well as Splatoon. I think that would work very well for a Mario and Sonic game in 3D. Because, again, Sonic Lost World has shown that Sonic moves very well in that type of environment. Super Mario Galaxy shows that Mario works really well in that type of environment. So, but I think that the Galaxy engine is the better engine of the 2. So I would go ahead and take that engine to make the game in 3D. If not the Mario Galaxy engine, the next best one to me is the Super Mario 3D World engine. The one that Super Mario 3D World and Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker was made on. But like, again, these engines allow for the versatility of the characters and allow them to be the characters that they're supposed to be, without hindering them and without watering down their capabilities and their performance, which is something I think would be awesome and great. Now, either of these engines, I would also take something from Knuckles Chaotix or Sonic Advance 3. Both of these games had a tethering system where 2 characters were tied to each other. Basically, you could use both of these characters together to perform certain things that the characters couldn't do individually, which would work very well if you tie a Mario character to a Sonic character. This allows for a lot of situations where there are things that you couldn't do with either one of them alone, and it allows the creators and the developers to be able to be really creative with how these character combinations work. Specifically, Mario and Sonic would obviously be the overall best combination, but there could be other combos that have specific abilities together that you just wouldn't have, again, with these characters by themselves. So, I know I've said a whole lot in a very short amount of time in this video. Another thing I would be thinking about is the enemy characters. Obviously, like, if you guys really want to go do a full breakdown on like a Mario and Sonic platform, you go. I'll put the link in the description to the Gamer Idea Foundry video. It was literally the first podcast I had ever done. So I'll put the link to that in the description for anybody who wants to listen to that. It's quite long. Much longer than this is, trust me. But it's well worth the listen as far as I'm concerned. That aside, and said, if I'm gonna think of enemies for Mario and Sonic, I would take 3 main villains for each one. Bowser, King Koopa, depending on what your localization is. Wart from Super Mario 2. I would actually have him drawn out of Subcon. And I'll explain how afterwards. And 3 Smithy from Super Mario RPG. And I know he's kind of tied to Square Enix and everything, but you know what? It's a Nintendo. It's a Nintendo IP game. Come on, Square, let go of the damn IP. You don't have to hold on to it. That said, the main enemies from Sonic would obviously be Robotnik or again Eggman, depending upon your localization, and Scourge the Hedgehog, because I've been dying to see him be an enemy in a goddamn Sonic game. It's like Archie Comics has turned this character into something so goddamn amazing, and I've read up on him. He's fucking awesome. So why not? And he's literally an evil Sonic. He used to look exactly like Sonic. He was called Evil Sonic. Then he ended up tapping into the Master Emerald's power, which changed the color of his spines and his eyes. And an Elder Echidna had left a scratch on his chest. So he's a bit different now. He's much more powerful than Sonic is. In the general sense, he's much more powerful than Sonic is. He's Sonic times like 3, basically. And he can tap into the Chaos Force quite a bit more easily than Sonic can. And I think he doesn't really need an Emerald at this point in order to do so. He's kind of like what Shadow is. I actually think he's more powerful than Shadow too. And speaking of which, for the third enemy, Mephiles the Dark from Sonic 06. Even though that game itself sucked, I actually liked the way that the character Mephiles worked. He was intelligent, he was sneaky, he was conniving as fuck. And I like that about him because it seems like he would think 3 to 4, maybe even 5 to 6 steps ahead of everybody and plan things out so fucking well. And I could see him being like their strategist overall for the whole group. I could see him being the one that sets up the plans and gets everybody organized and gets things together, while the other respective leaders do what they usually do and get things going. So, like I said, I could really see him being worth bringing back. And with a character like Scourge, both Mephiles and Wart could be drawn to whatever their current reality is, because he has the power to tap into the Chaos Force and he can bend and warp reality, as far as I remember. So having him there allows for those other characters to be there. And even the overall concept of the game is more or less a merging of the world of Mobius and the world of Mushroom Kingdom. Whatever planet they've never really given the planet itself a name. It's not Earth, obviously, but whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So more or less, Mario and Sonic's worlds have merged together. Their environments have somewhat become pieced together as puzzles, and to me that would be really cool, and I think that'd be awesome to go with. And I personally would just be all over that shit. I would be all over that game from beginning to end. I would be playing the hell out of it. If you get one of Nintendo EPD's teams and Sonic Team and Yuji Naka together, oh gosh, I have a feeling that this shit would turn out amazing. And like I said, if doing 2D, use the Smash engine. If doing 3D, preference would go to the Super Mario Galaxy engine. Just modify it so that, I mean, it's not like it would really even need much modification, but again, I know these characters could all work within that engine very well without being diminished. And any other Sonic or Mario characters that they would like to throw in there could also be used in this engine, which would make it a whole hell of a lot more interesting. And I wouldn't just want it to be Mario and Sonic. That would be boring to me. But if you get Mario, Luigi, Peach, maybe Rosalina, Wario, there's Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Amy, Rouge. Like, you know what I'm talking about. But like, you get all these characters together, I think they could do something really, really good with them. I mean, that's just my thoughts on it, and that's just how I'm thinking about it. And I definitely agree with Yuji Naka that this needs to happen. I want to see this happen, and the Switch is like the perfect platform to get it started because the Switch has been received very positively so far. So this type of game on something that everybody somewhat loves, I think it would be a good idea. I think it would be a good idea, and a lot of people would be hit with nostalgia for this to happen, but you know what? They can play off of it and make a really amazing, awesome fucking game. But that is it for me, people. Thank you very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me, and until the next time, please enjoy your games. And I know what you're watching is not a normal Sonic game, that's Sonic the Fighters, but that was what I decided to use for this. Peace out.